Welcome. Have you ever trusted someone only to later realize that their intentions weren't genuine? Or perhaps you felt manipulated, used, while believing you were in a genuine relationship. These moments can be devastating, but there is a way to protect ourselves. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, offers valuable lessons on how to see through people's intentions, and more importantly, how to maintain our peace and dignity amidst it all. In this video, you'll discover 7 signs that someone may be using you, and how Stoicism helps us deal with these situations without losing our emotional balance. Together, we'll understand how broken promises, manipulation, and absence in critical moments can be viewed through the lens of Stoic wisdom. Ready to learn how to react with serenity and wisdom? Stay with me until the end, because today we're going beyond merely identifying these behaviors. We're going to learn how to deal with them in a way that strengthens our mind and spirit. Let's get started. Sign 1. Broken promises. Have you ever placed your trust in a promise, only to be left behind as it fades into oblivion? The feeling of frustration and disappointment is undeniable. But what does Stoicism teach us in these moments? Could it be that we are so focused on what we expected that we forget what is truly within our control? Imagine a Stoic sage walking the streets of Rome. Once, he lent money to a friend who promised to pay it back on a specific date. When the day came, the friend was distant, with no sign of honoring the commitment. Instead of succumbing to resentment, the Stoic reflected, "What is within my control?" How did he react to this? And how would you react in a similar situation? Here's an interesting fact. Did you know that many philosophers of that time faced similar situations? But Stoicism invites us to look inward and control the only thing we truly can: our reactions. Sign 2. Disregard for your needs or feelings. Imagine a bustling village in ancient Greece where a young man dedicates himself entirely to helping a friend in need. Despite his sincere efforts, the friend does not acknowledge his actions and continues to ignore his feelings and needs, as if his kindness were guaranteed. The young man in turn begins to feel a growing turmoil inside. Now, let me ask, have you ever felt invisible or underestimated by someone to whom you dedicated your time and energy? This story echoes not only through past ages, but in our daily lives. When someone treats your generosity as something expected, ignoring your needs and feelings, it's like a cold wind trying to extinguish your inner flame. However, here's where Stoic wisdom shines. Your inner flame, your dignity, and self-worth remain intact unless you allow someone to affect them. Now, think of a time when you felt neglected or disregarded. How did you react? Did you allow the other person's indifference to shake your emotional balance? Or did you find strength in your own dignity without relying on external validation? Stoicism teaches us that our happiness and inner peace should not be at the mercy of others. If someone ignores your needs, it reveals more about their character than about your worth. And how powerful is it to understand that, even amidst indifference, you have the choice to maintain your serenity? Now, imagine yourself in a future where you once again face such disregard. With Stoic resilience in your arsenal, you observe the other person's behavior with clarity, without letting it disturb your inner peace. You maintain your dignity, your self-respect, unshakable. As we continue on our journey, may we carry this invisible armor of Stoic wisdom, protecting our inner peace from the disregard and indifference of others. Your value is like a fortress, impenetrable to the winds of neglect. And within that fortress, we find not just peace but a profound freedom. The freedom to choose how to respond, to keep our values intact, and to live with serenity, no matter the turbulence of relationships. If you've made it this far, you're likely going through a moment of reflection in your life, or perhaps you're looking to expand your knowledge of Stoicism. Whatever the reason, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could leave a like on this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. That way you'll continue receiving content that can make a difference on your journey to self-discovery and inner peace. Sign 3. Dismissive or derogatory comments. The renowned Stoic philosopher Epictetus reminds us, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters." So let's touch on a topic that many of us have faced. Those dismissive or derogatory comments from people who seem only to take something from us without any care to give back. Picture this. You share your ideas, your accomplishments, and someone dismisses or even ridicules them, as if they're trying to dim your light so it appears less bright. But there's a powerful lesson in Stoicism that we can apply here. Others' contempt and words are beyond our control. What truly matters, and is within your power, is how you choose to react. Now visualize yourself as a seasoned Stoic in ancient Rome, in a society where public opinion carried great weight. If someone publicly ridiculed you, would you let it shake your confidence? Number. You'd remind yourself that your worth isn't in others' words, but in what you carry inside. Something untouchable and exclusively yours. And here's an important question. How many times have you given someone the power to disturb your peace? Think about it. When someone throws derogatory remarks your way, why would you trade your tranquility for a moment of contempt? Consider this. Words are meant to provoke a reaction, but you have the choice not to give them that power. You can respond with serenity, maintaining your composure. Now let's not kid ourselves. This practice requires effort. It's a daily exercise in self-control, moment by moment. So, the next time you find yourself in such a situation, remember, you are the commander of your soul, the guardian of your thoughts. It's up to you to decide if someone else's words will have an impact. When you can do this, calm stays with you, and no derogatory comment can shake your inner fortress. And here's something you might not have thought of. When we realize we have the power to control our reactions, it gives us a unique freedom. A freedom not to depend on what others think or say, but on our own judgment and values. So, when someone tries to diminish your light with words, smile inwardly, recognize what's within your control, and remember, what they think is just an opinion, not the truth about who you are. As the architect of your mind, build your inner landscape with solid foundations, where no word can affect you, and where you find peace and strength in Stoicism. Sign 4. Absence in critical moments. Imagine yourself in the middle of a storm, in a figurative sense, expecting someone by your side to face the challenge together. You look around and realize you're alone. The person you trusted vanished at the moment you needed them most. This scenario is not just a test of your resilience. It's a crucial point of self-discovery and growth. Now let's bring Stoic wisdom to this context. Stoicism teaches us a simple yet profound truth. We have no control over others' actions, including their absence when we need them most. What's within our control is how we choose to react to these situations. The absence of a friend, as painful as it may be, doesn't need to shake your inner peace. Reflect for a moment. Have you ever gone through a situation like this? Felt the pain of disappointment, maybe even a sense of abandonment? That's natural. But here's where Stoicism offers an alternative. Instead of letting this experience undermine your confidence, ask yourself, what can I control? Not their absence, but your response to it, your determination to move forward, and your ability to be present in your own life. So, the next time you find yourself alone in a critical situation, remember, within you lies an inexhaustible source of strength. It's not that you should isolate yourself from the world, but rather recognize that your peace and resilience don't depend on the presence or actions of others. This doesn't mean you become indifferent, but that you cultivate an inner fortress where true strength resides. Let's return to the storm metaphor. Picture yourself there, facing the winds on your own. Not because you're indifferent to the pain of abandonment, but because you've developed an inner strength that no external factor can shake. This is the essence of Stoicism, the ability to find peace and power within yourself, even when the world around you seems chaotic and unpredictable. In moments of solitude, especially when you expected support, see it as an opportunity for reflection. What does this absence teach about your resilience? How can this moment strengthen you? Remember, the absence of someone doesn't define your worth or your ability to face adversity. Here's a Stoic practice. Whenever you feel alone in a challenging moment, take some time to reflect on what is within your control. Breathe deeply, anchor yourself in the present, and reaffirm your own strength. Visualize yourself as an ancient, strong tree, with roots running deeply into the earth. The wind may blow hard, the rain may fall, but you remain firm, unshakable. And when the storm passes, because it always does, look back and see how much you've grown. Not because you ignored the pain, but because you learned to trust your own strength. You learned that even without others' support, you can face any challenge with your head held high. With this, you become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. So the next time someone isn't there when you need them most, remember that their absence doesn't determine your strength. Your strength comes from within, from your commitment to live with virtue and wisdom. And with that mindset, no storm will be able to knock you down. If you followed the video this far, I believe you're going through a moment of reflection or seeking a deeper understanding of Stoicism. Either way, I'd be very grateful if you gave this video a like, left your comment, and subscribe to the channel to keep receiving these insights and applying them to your daily life. Sign 5. Manipulation through guilt. Have you ever been in a situation where someone twists the facts to make you feel responsible for their emotions, behaviors, or even their problems? This is a classic manipulation technique, using guilt as a tool of control. Now imagine yourself in ancient Athens, where a philosopher observes a friend trying to manipulate his feelings of guilt to make him do something against his principles. The philosopher, deeply rooted in Stoic teachings, immediately recognizes this tactic for what it really is, a test of his wisdom and integrity. How many times have you found yourself in a similar situation? Maybe someone said something like, "If you really cared, you'd do this for me," or "I can't believe you're going to let me down like this." It's common to fall into this trap, feeling obligated to act against your own conscience because of imposed guilt. However, here's where a crucial Stoic insight comes in. No one can make you feel something unless you allow it. When someone tries to manipulate your feelings of guilt, it's essential to step back and look at the situation through Stoic eyes. What does this person really want? Are their interests aligned with your values? If not, the answer is simple. Don't let this manipulation sway you from your path. Now think for a moment. How many times have you acted out of guilt when you knew, deep down, that it wasn't the best for you? What if, next time someone tries to use guilt as a tool, you took a moment to reflect? Ask yourself, am I acting out of duty and virtue, or am I being manipulated? If it's the latter, remember that you have the power to say no. You can stand firm in your convictions and protect your inner peace. Here's a Stoic practice to help with this. Whenever you feel that guilt is being used against you, imagine a mental barrier, a sort of wall around your mind. Inside this barrier, you keep your values, your sense of justice, and your commitment to integrity. Manipulative words may hit the wall, but they don't enter. Only you decide what passes through this protection. And remember an essential lesson of Stoicism. It's okay to say no. It's not just acceptable, but often necessary to prioritize your principles and well-being over giving in to someone else's manipulative tactics. When you do this, you not only protect your mental peace, but also set clear boundaries, preventing others from taking advantage of your kindness and empathy. The next time someone tries to manipulate you through guilt, stay firm. Don't respond with anger or resentment, but with clarity and calm. Show that your actions are guided by reason, not by emotional pressure. By doing this, you not only preserve your Stoic posture, but also strengthen your integrity and reinforce your commitment to a virtuous life. If you've recognized yourself in any of these situations, stay until the end of this video to better understand how Stoicism can help you face these challenges with wisdom. And if these ideas resonate with you, don't forget to give a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content that can support you on this path of self-discovery and growth. Sign 6. Available only when they need something. Have you ever noticed someone who only shows up when they need something from you? Those people who, when everything is fine, seem distant, but the moment they need a favor, they're there, full of compliments and fake concern. This is one of the clearest signs that someone is using you. Imagine yourself in the position of a Roman senator, admired and respected, but approached by certain people only when they need your influence or wealth. The Stoic perspective here is simple. Rather than letting anger or bitterness take over, it's important to see these interactions for what they really are: empty transactions of true friendship. How many times have you found yourself in a situation like this? Someone you barely talk to suddenly reappears, asking for a favor, help, or your attention. After they get what they want, they disappear, leaving you feeling used without any recognition or appreciation. Has this happened to you? This pattern can be frustrating and demotivating, but Stoicism offers us a way to deal with these situations with clarity. The first step is to recognize the pattern without judgment. Not everyone who asks for help is trying to manipulate you, but when you notice that someone only shows up when they need something, it's time to reevaluate the relationship. Are you being valued for who you are, or just for what you can provide? Stoicism teaches us to set boundaries, not out of selfishness, but out of wisdom. Protecting your energy and resources from those who only take without giving back is an act of self-care. This doesn't mean you stop helping, but rather that you help with discernment, where there is mutual respect and appreciation. Next time someone who rarely connects with you suddenly reappears asking for something, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself, is this relationship genuine, or is it more of a one-sided transaction? If it's the latter, it's perfectly okay to say no. You don't have to meet every request, especially when there's an imbalance. Here's a Stoic exercise. Before responding to a request, meditate on justice and fairness. Ask yourself, is this fair? Am I being treated with respect? If the answer is no, allow yourself to refuse calmly. By setting these boundaries, you preserve your energy, your peace, and your self-worth. By protecting your boundaries, you ensure that your acts of generosity are genuine, not exploited. This helps you cultivate healthy relationships based on respect, not one-sided dependencies. In the end, Stoicism teaches us to navigate these dynamics with wisdom, keeping our peace and integrity intact, no matter what others do. Think about it. The next time someone tries to approach you just to get something from you, ask yourself if this relationship is balanced. The lack of reciprocity and empathy can be a clear sign that you are being used. And remember, you deserve to be surrounded by people who truly care about you, not just about what you can offer. Sign 7. Lack of empathy or understanding. Imagine a Stoic philosopher walking through the bustling marketplace of a great city, surrounded by people so immersed in their own lives that they seem incapable of noticing the silent struggles around them. The philosopher remains calm, not because he is indifferent to others' suffering, but because he knows that true empathy requires more than a superficial glance. It demands genuine, sincere concern. Now, in your own life, how many times have you encountered people who seem indifferent to your challenges? Maybe you shared something important, only to be met with an empty or uninterested response. This lack of empathy is painful, no doubt, but it's also a clear sign that this person may not have your best interests at heart. Stoicism teaches us that these moments should be seen as opportunities to reevaluate our relationships. Are you surrounded by people who truly care about who you are? Or are you investing time and energy in those who only see you as a means to an end? Have you ever wondered why these people don't care about your internal struggles? The next time you come across someone who consistently shows a lack of empathy or understanding, Stoicism invites us to pause and reflect. Does this person value who you truly are, or just what you can offer? If this lack of empathy is a persistent trait, it might be time to reconsider this person's role in your life. Here's a simple practice. When you notice a lack of empathy, ask yourself what this behavior reveals. Remember that you have the power to choose who is around you. Being surrounded by people who truly understand and genuinely care about you is essential to maintaining your inner peace and emotional balance. It's not about distancing yourself from everyone, but about valuing those who truly offer empathy, understanding, and support. When we cultivate relationships based on mutual respect and genuine concern for each other's well-being, we find fertile ground for emotional and spiritual growth. So, the next time you feel disregarded or neglected, remember that you have the right to prioritize your peace and well-being. There's nothing wrong with surrounding yourself with people who lift you up, who offer you true empathy, and who are willing to support you in the moments when you need it most. If you recognized this sign in your life, now is the perfect time to reevaluate your connections. And if you found this content helpful, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more videos that can help you apply Stoic teachings to your daily life.